Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to our first session. My name is Charlotte Luthwaite. I'm the Manager of Community Benefits and Partnerships at Bisocial Canada, and I am so excited to be here today with all of you guys to talk about a new resource that we have developed and we've published, and we are just so excited to share it with everyone. So we're going to be talking about community benefits in construction, and the resource that we put together, we drew on over 10 years of experience across Canada. And we really saw that there was an interest and a need in creating community benefits in construction. So we have worked over the past couple months to compile all of our recommendations and guidelines to create community benefits in construction. And this resource is public, it's free, and it's on our website. And I'm going to do a really high level review with everyone about what you can find inside the resource, but I really implore you to go check it out on our website. So community benefits in construction really derives from this idea that when we endeavor on construction, infrastructure, and development projects, these projects really affect more than just the physical shape of our communities. They're more than just physical buildings. These projects need to consider the relationship and impact they have on community capital, which is a topic we speak to a lot at Bisocial Canada. Community capital is about not just the physical capital, although that's an important piece, but also social, human, cultural, and economic capital. So we really see construction projects as an opportunity to build intentional community capital. So in the same thought, community benefits in construction is a social procurement pathway. So this really aligns with a lot of the work that we do in social procurement, because construction projects impact our local economies and labor markets, whether intended to or not. So when we consider these impacts with a positive intention, the projects bring an opportunity to create long-lasting economic and social benefits for the communities in which they occur, long after the build phase is over and long after the building is complete. So the process of implementing community benefits in construction and infrastructure projects is often undertaken via something called a community benefit agreement, or a CBA. And you can see that in the bottom part of our diagram here when we're talking about land developments and infrastructure. So CBAs. Us at Bisocial Canada, we recognize that CBAs are not the only delivery model for community benefits in construction. But in this particular guide, we're often referring to CBAs as the term for the delivery of community benefits in construction. So by this definition, CBAs, a CBA is a legal agreement or a contractual requirement on construction, infrastructure, and development projects for specific social value outcomes. So there's that intentional piece, like hiring, training, or procurement. That ensures projects enhance social, cultural, environmental, and economic opportunities, community capital, for and with the communities that they are occurring in. CBAs leverage project-related hiring and procurement activities to achieve those positive social value outcomes. These outcomes or benefits generally, from our experience, fall into 4 social procurement opportunity areas: targeted employment, training and apprenticeships, inclusion of social value suppliers in the supply chain, and community development. So this kind of sets the scene for the guide, and as we go into our recommendations and outlining our experience in mandating, design, and implementing community benefits in construction. And that's really the 3 sections of this guide that we have divided up: our recommendations and our guidelines. So the guide in general, we're aiming to support community advocates, policymakers, for-profit project owners who want to create community benefits in construction. The goal is to guide everyone through these 3 steps that we've outlined. So the 3 stages, again, mandate, design, and implement. And I'm going to go through each stage pretty high level, just so we can kind of understand how it's broken up. So for something to be mandated, a mandate is the authority to carry out a policy or course of action that directs the inclusion of community benefits. You need a mandate. And community benefits can be included in public sector projects, such as the development of a park on municipal land, or in private sector projects, such as the development of condos on private land. But they all require a mandate. There needs to be a source for this initiative that can be drawn back on before we get into the design and implement phase. There are three types of mandates that we've identified in the guide. So we identify policy or frameworks, bid requirements, and negotiations or negotiated mandates. Let's start with the first one. So you see the City of Vancouver, that's the example that we're going to speak to. The CBA framework or policy provides the overarching structure and mandate to include community benefits on construction projects. The City of Vancouver, for example, has their community benefit agreement policy. This applies to large-scale development projects with floor plans over 45,000 square meters. So this is a widely applied framework or mandate to multiple projects. Community benefits can also be mandated by the project owner through bid requirements during the contract procurement process. So bid requirements can be included on projects independently of or derived from a framework like the one that the City of Vancouver has to ensure community benefits on individual projects or developments. A great example of this is that the City of Winnipeg. They passed a motion through City Council to include community benefit requirements on future tenders for their North End Water Pollution Control Center. So that is our second identified mandate source, bid requirements. The third type, which is often the most exciting, is when CBAs are negotiated as part of the approval of new development or infrastructure projects. Typically, these negotiations are driven by community advocacy, which is phenomenal. A high-profile example of this is the Los Angeles Staples Center. The community coalition that negotiated the CBA consisted of more than 20 organizations. They all came together to negotiate for community benefits. The CBA contains commitments related to a broad range of issues, including affordable housing, parks and open spaces, local hiring, and living wages. So that is mandates, and you can learn more about these pieces in the guide. The second phase for creating community benefits in construction successfully is the design of the CBA. So you've got the mandate, you've got the okay to go ahead and apply this concept to projects. And the design process we've defined as the process to engage, determine, and incorporate appropriate community benefit goals and targets. The following design elements we've listed here can be established in a CBA policy or framework and applied across multiple projects, or can be designed on an individual project-by-project basis through bid requirements or negotiations. We go through these more in depth in the guide, but really the key components of a successful CPA are designing the engagement strategy and plan, the applicability of the CBA, targets, a bid process, accountability, how are you going to ensure compliance, and reporting process. So that is how you design a CBA, or the pieces that you need to design. Now comes the exciting part, which is to implement a CBA. So to implement a CBA involves the activities and processes that are needed for community benefits to be realized on a project. And we've really identified the pieces that for successful implementation that are needed include training, reporting, community engagement, supplier outreach, and a communications plan. A common method for CBA community engagement is via regular meetings or roundtables with community stakeholders and those executing the CBA. So this is often facilitated via a community benefits network, or CBN. And we might have some people on the call today But organizations that are running CBNs, community benefit networks, are Exchange Inner City in Vancouver, the Peel Community Benefit Network, Toronto Community Benefits Network, and many more. So this piece of community engagement, the CBN piece, is active across Canada and is currently part of many projects planned to implement community benefits in construction. One piece that we offer by Social Canada, and where we are drawing a lot of our experience from, is the instances of us being the community benefits liaison on projects that are looking to create community benefits. So a community benefits liaison is a specific role that can support the successful design of community benefits on a project and implementation. So we really recommend having a dedicated internal or external resource person to ensure that community benefits do not fall off the side of someone's desk, and that the project team has the support and expertise needed to achieve the community benefits targets. As I said, BiSocial Canada has loads of experience acting as and designing the role of community benefits liaison. So please reach out if you have any questions about what this role entails. We've listed some of the key responsibilities of community benefits liaison here. So, you know, some of the important things that I myself have even worked on is, you know, community engagement and relationship building, preparing key project tools, including projection and reporting tools, surveys and questionnaires, and making sure they're consistent across all stakeholders that are providing data and reporting and striving to achieve targets. As well as project team orientation and ongoing training and coaching. Community benefits in construction has been happening across Canada for a long time, but there are still people where it's new to them, new to sub-trades, new to businesses. And so it's important to be able to bring them on the social procurement journey through education and training and buy-in to the idea of creating community benefits on the projects that they are working on. Speaking of experience, I wanted to highlight two projects that BiSocial Canada has worked on and has drawn a lot of learnings from, which we've included in the guide. So the first one is through the City of Vancouver's Community Benefit Agreements policy. It's the new St. Paul's Hospital. So we've been working as the Community Benefits Liaison, or also known as the Independent Third-Party Monitor via the Vancouver policy since 2021. This is a huge project. Hospitals are not easy things to build, and talk about the different levels of community capital that hospitals provide to their neighborhoods and their cities. This specific hospital is owned by Providence Healthcare, and PCL Construction is the general contractor on the project. Construction of the new hospital and learning campus began in the spring of 2021, and the project has a budget of $2.17 billion. So the potential to leverage additional benefits from that kind of spend is huge, and the hiring is immense. And so it's really such an incredible opportunity for BiSocial Canada to be involved, to advocate for social procurement, and to provide opportunities to local employment agencies and local social enterprises to be involved in the supply chain. The hospital is set to open in the summer of 2027, so we are still working on meeting our targets. And what's great about the City of Vancouver Community Benefits Agreement policy is it actually goes into the operations of the building as well. So yeah, community benefits can outlast even the construction of the building. The other project that we worked on was the Coastal Flood Adaptation Projects, and that was through the City of Surrey. So it had community employment benefit requirements on over 13 projects over 8 years. And so we worked with the City of Surrey to conduct stakeholder engagement and market capacity research. And we set targets at 20 to 30% of employment hours from these projects going towards targeted equity-seeking groups, and 15% of total contract spend being procured socially. And through this process, we were able to develop reporting tools and able to apply those across other projects and learnings there. So that is where we're getting some of our information from, just a taste. But please download and share the guide. This is a really high level overview. We've got lots of great information to help you with decision making, how to weigh the opportunity costs of different decisions in the design process, what mandates fit best for the outcomes that you're looking for, and how to really implement an initiative like this and see success, see tangible outcomes for your community. So my advice from our experience is to start small, be prepared to learn, and adapt when mandating, designing, and implementing community benefit agreements, community benefits in construction, because even the smallest actions can ripple into meaningful change within all of our communities. The guide can be found on our website for free to download and share. There's a fun link at the bottom of the page that Emma has popped up for everyone. So please share widely with your networks. In addition to the release of the guide, Bisocial Canada are thrilled to announce that we will be partnering with NSCA, which is led by Tim Coldwell and Wes Hall, to be putting this whole thing into practice, putting the guide into practice. We're going to be working with NSCA to advance community benefits in construction across the country through the development of a verification process, verification of suppliers, a verification of everyone that goes into meeting those targets on community benefit projects. So please subscribe to our newsletter to stay in the loop on all the updates around this, because we are so excited, and we're really excited to bring everyone along with us. So you've listened to me talk for probably long enough. We are going into our next community discussion for about the next 10 minutes. So again, join a table and connect with peers. If you'd like, you can share your thoughts on the guide and updates I've just shared. I've got some optional discussion prompts to support your conversations if you are interested. Emma's going to share these in the chat, but some of the things that you could discuss with some of the people on the event today is, can you envision yourself using this tool? Is there anyone else you know who would like to share this tool with? And share your experiences and best practices for implementing community benefit targets and practices in construction. Following the community discussions, we'll have a panel on innovative ways to build relationships across demand and supply. Thank you so much, everyone. And I can't wait to hear back on your discussions.